Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Modern Warfare 3. We have some drama here in the Call of Duty scene, which that never really seems to go away, but this is particularly interesting because two of the biggest names in COD are suing Activision for $680 million. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. Though I have to say here at the very beginning, I am no legal expert whatsoever, but after reading a bunch about this today, I'm going to do my best to try to break this down in layman terms so basically everybody can understand. So, OpTic, Hex, and Scump, two of the biggest names in Call of Duty. Of course, Hex owns OpTic, and Scump is the biggest COD player ever in like the history of the world. Those two have filed a lawsuit against Activision Blizzard. They are suing them for $680 million because they believe that Activision is holding an unlawful monopoly on the Call of Duty esports scene. Their goal with this lawsuit is to disperse that $680 million across the Call of Duty League teams and players for what Activision has done to the COD esports scene. The lawsuit claims that Activision has a complete stranglehold on Call of Duty esports and that Activision has used their power to hinder the growth of competitive COD in an anti-competitive way. It claims that Activision have used their monopolistic power to stop certain competitors from even entering the Call of Duty League, as well as they have forced players and teams to pay an extortionate amount of money to even be able to participate in the first place. Part of this accusation includes Activision having the exclusive rights to sponsors. So, for example, Call of Duty League teams and players can only use those sponsors, which really limits their ability to grow their brand or earn money from different sponsorships. The lawsuit also states that the Call of Duty League teams had to pay an extortionate $27.5 million for the privilege to enter the Call of Duty League, which froze out several other organizations and players because they were either unwilling or unable to pay such a price in the first place. Now, on top of that, when it comes to the contracts that these teams and players had to sign to join the CDL, it appears that these CDL teams and players are not allowed to monetize friendly competitions with other teams and other players. And also, Call of Duty professionals are not allowed to participate in or support any Call of Duty leagues or tournaments other than the official Call of Duty League. This goes back to what I was describing earlier, where Hex and Scump were claiming that Activision's monopoly is hindering the growth of Call of Duty esports, as well as the brands and the players that are participating, because Activision is raking in all the money while the teams, players, and fans are suffering. Now, Activision being Activision, they are a business. They quickly responded to this lawsuit, sending over this statement right here. Mr. Rodriguez, aka OpTic Hex, and Mr. Abner, aka Scump, demanded that Activision pay them tens of millions of dollars to avoid this meritless litigation, and when their demands were not met, they filed. We will strongly defend against these claims, which have no basis in fact or in law. We are disappointed that these members of the esports community would bring this suit, which is disruptive to team owners, players, fans, and partners who have invested so much time and energy into the Call of Duty League's success. That is the official statement that Activision has put out. And then today, OpTic went live with their live stream that they do all the time, where they're doing a watch party of the Call of Duty League. And in there, Hex and Scump were right there, but at the very beginning of their stream, they basically just said, we have nothing to say on that. They can't really talk about it right now. It makes sense. It's a lawsuit. They probably can't be speaking too much because their lawyers do not want them to. I understand that. So that is basically the long and the short of it right now, as far as I'm aware. The lawsuit just went through yesterday. Activision already responded, and now Hex and Scump are doing their watch party and things like that. Like, things are moving pretty slowly, as anything of this nature tends to do, but it will be interesting going forward watching this play out. I mean, from my perspective, right, I'm not a big COD esports fan. I don't watch the CDL. I'm not really into competitive COD. I was into game battles and stuff like that back in the day, some of the MLG stuff and all that, but in general, I'm not the biggest Call of Duty esports fan. But I'll tell you guys this. I remember when OpTic was literally an Xbox clan of snipers, and I was watching them on YouTube back in like 2007, 2008, and now they have grown so much, and they're suing Activision Blizzard for $680 million. That's pretty freaking crazy. Like, it just kind of makes me feel like I'm really old, but it also makes me realize the longevity of the Call of Duty franchise as a whole. I mean, the fact that I grew up like in high school, middle school, whatever, watching people from OpTic quickscope on YouTube doing 1v1s on shipment, to now where they're part of the Call of Duty League, they're making all this money. The CDL apparently has been very mismanaged. Apparently there's a lot going on behind the scenes there, and now there's this giant lawsuit happening. Like, it's pretty freaking crazy, man. It's a little bit humbling to be around this long and to be able to cover news like this. But yeah, as always, always, I'll keep you guys posted as more information about this lawsuit comes out. It's not every day that two of the biggest names in COD are suing Activision for over $500 million. Like, it's pretty freaking crazy. I'll keep you guys posted as more information comes out, but for right now, that's basically all we have, but I'm sure more will come out in the coming weeks and months. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.